Hello again, everyone. This is Chris Sciria, and that's not Robert Harding.
I'm not Robert Harding.
It's not Robert Harding. No, we didn't kidnap him. We didn't, do something bad to him. He's not watching House of Cards, which, by the way, I watched the first 3 episodes. They're great, but I'm not going to spoil anything. But this isn't really what this video is for. This is Citizen Sports Weekly for Friday, February 27, 2015, in a very chilly Auburn, New York. And if you know anything about Auburn, you know that 5 miles away is Skaneateles, New York. And this is Jonathan Monfiletto, who is the editor of our wonderful publication, the Skaneateles Journal. He's going to fill in for Robert, who is under the weather today.
Yeah, and ironically enough, I was on vacation last week, so Robert filled in for me on the From the Shore video for the Skaneateles Journal. So I guess I'm kind of returning the favor, so to speak.
Jonathan's expertise for sports is NASCAR and auto racing. So we're going to talk a little NASCAR.
And being we're in Cato County, we have to mention Regan Smith, of course.
Yes, Regan Smith.
Hopefully, I'm keeping my fingers crossed, of course, that he's making his return to the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series in replace of Kurt Busch is on indefinite suspension. Ran Daytona, had a pretty solid run, finished 16th, which is a great run for a car he drove for maybe once before the race. And now he's back again for Atlanta.
I'm kind of curious. Is there much of the car should basically be the same, right? I mean, how much of a difference is there driving another car? Are they that personalized that, like I said, they're not, I thought they were all supposed to be pretty uniform in their specs, so I'm kind of curious what the difference is.
Yeah, they basically are the same cars from series, within the series. Regan, of course, is a full-timer on the next NASCAR Xfinity Series, which is kind of the minor league, so to speak.
The former Nationwide series.
Those cars are a little bit different from the Cup Series. For example, in the Xfinity Series, he drives a Chevy Camaro versus a Chevy SS on the Cup side. The wheelbase, the engine, there are some kind of finer differences in the cars. I mean, it's track to track, they all kind of expect to handle the same. Basically the same, but basically different as well.
Okay.
And again, I think, of course, I'm no expert at racing as from the driver perspective, but I'm sure it's got to take a little while to get comfortable to a car that is set up for the taste of a different driver. So, but like I said, Regan did a fantastic job. So, I know those of us in Auburn and around Cato County are happy to see him back on the Cup side.
Yeah, I mean, I've known about Regan for a long time. His grandmom used to call and fax, believe it or not, that's how long ago this was, and ask for coverage of her grandson. Although we didn't know that Regan was her grandson, but there is some good Regan news this week.
Yeah, actually, I was going to say that that's not even the best news for Regan Smith this week.
Go ahead and announce it.
Regan's wife, Megan, I think is her name, delivered their baby boy, Rhett Lee Smith. He tweeted out a picture, and he sounds pretty excited.
As he should be.
I can imagine. I mean, you're a father. You know what it's like to hold the baby in your arms for the first time.
It's an amazing thing, and congratulations to the Smith family, and we're very happy for you. And Regan, everybody from Cuyahoga County, whether you're from Auburn, Cato, Moravia, anywhere in between, we're proud that you're representing us. You represent us with class. And we're thrilled for you and with the baby front, and we're happy that you have this opportunity on the Sprint Cup Series, and we hope you make the best of it. And we're pretty, like I said, it's pretty happy.
Yeah, and I'm going to kind of go in and throw in some speculation.
Go for it.
As from what I'm understanding now, it's kind of a race-to-race deal with Regan Smith. We don't know how long Kurt Busch is going to be out or how this is going to play out. But I'm kind of going to speculate this is going to be not just a replacement thing. Eventually it could be permanent. If anything, I mean, just based on his run Daytona, hopefully he'll get a chance to show what he has at the full-time Cup level again.
I know Regan had raced.
So I know Chris is kind of giving a shout out to Regan Smith. I'll go ahead and give a shout out to Tony Stewart on the chance that he's watching. Hey Tony, you should really hire this Cato County kid. He's a pretty good kid.
Well, I know Regan has raced full time on the Sprint Cup Series before, and I think maybe his team was they either dropped him or the team didn't have the proper funding to field the team. I know there was some
right.
It wasn't really.
Yeah, actually, this is kind of an ironic part of this whole thing that I didn't dawn on me till this morning. Regan used to drive for Furniture Row Racing. Right. In fact, won a race with him at Darlington back in 2011. Yeah. Ran the full season with them in 2011. Ran just about the full season with them in 2012. But the last few races of 2012 got replaced for what was considered a more kind of higher caliber, more talented driver.
Yeah.
Actually was replaced by Kurt Busch, ironically
Yeah.
enough. And then Kurt Busch, of course, drove Furniture Row to the chase the following season, and then moved on to Stuart Haas. And lo and behold, Regan is replacing Kurt Busch now. So
It's karma.
Kind of a twist.
It's karma. I really would love this. I mean, I'm not a NASCAR fan, folks. I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not a NASCAR fan. But if Regan Smith's doing well, I'm happy. And you know something? If he's contending in a race, I just might tune it in on a Saturday night or Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon, hopefully. So, all right.
And I am a
Yeah.
NASCAR fan.
Oh,
so of course,
yeah.
I would love to see Regan win. I think he can do it. I think it's, like I said, I think he's got the talent, and I think he can do it. So
I think
hopefully.
if you get this far, and he's been racing in NASCAR, whether it's the Sprint Cup or now the Xfinity Series, which used to be the Nationwide Series, for almost 10 years now, I think. For a while,
He's been around. He's been around for quite a while.
I think if you've lasted this long, I think you've proven that you've got what it takes to succeed at that level. It's just getting the right spot at the right time. It's such a funny thing about sports, though, but you know, you have to be at the right place at the right time for success to happen. Whether you're a coach, an athlete, you know, you get there too soon and the team hasn't peaked yet, or you get there too late, and you know, there's a lot of different factors there. But we'd like to see him succeed in everything.
Yeah, absolutely, and So, is that all we got?
Well, no, we got more.
Okay, well,
We're
we got
gonna
more
talk-
of that. All right.
no, I mean-
Well, of course, I was going to...
Yeah.
I know, of course, your expertise is in other sports, so
Yeah.
I thought I'd give you the chance to talk about where else you
Well, I guess I want to talk a little bit about college basketball. Robert and I, we've been talking, you know, Syracuse college basketball lately, and the Orange had a great win on the road at Notre Dame recently, and they play Duke tomorrow on the road at Cameron Indoor Stadium, one of the great venues for college basketball, or just in sports in general. And of course, as Jonathan will tell you, North Carolina is the home of NASCAR. I mean, that's Charlotte area is the home base for most of the teams. But in Durham, college basketball, I think, is the dominant sport there. But, you know, Syracuse, and Jonathan can chime in if he wants, Syracuse, you know, since this whole, like, we're not going to play in the postseason ban has come out, they've been 3-3. The 3 losses have come by a combined 18 points. So they haven't been getting blown out. They've been playing hard. I wrote in a column earlier this week on the Citizen, AuburnPub.com, that this team, you got to admire their guts, that they could have laid down. They could have just said, oh, woe is us. And they haven't. They've stepped up. They've played hard. They've gotten some wins. They beat Louisville, another ranked team. They did play Duke tough. They were up by 11 over Duke at home earlier this month. And they play at Duke tomorrow. So, you know, you'd like to see Syracuse pull off the upset. And you know something? I think they could pull off the upset. I thought they were going to beat Duke at the Carrier Dome, but not this time. I just feel bad for Syracuse fans that they know the season's only has a week left. There's only 3 games left. And they would love to I think they would love more than anything else to go into Cameron Indoor Stadium and beat Duke. I just can't see it happening. And, you know, it's too bad. You know, like I said, this team, whether if they hadn't been banned from the postseason, where they would have been good enough to make the NCAA's, I think they would have snuck in. It's a shame for Syracuse fans; they won't get a chance to see what this team could do, because they are getting better. They are playing better than they did earlier in the season, and they are starting to come together. And it's just too bad that they won't have that chance, at least even in the ACC tournament, to do something. So, John, anything else you want to add about Syracuse?
I've kind of been following that whole situation.
Yeah.
Do you think that's kind of the attitude of the players, that, look, we're not going to be in the postseason, but let's show that we would have been worthy of it?
Right, absolutely. And I think it's a situation where I think Jim Boeheim told his team, like, look, I'm not thrilled about this either, you know, but, you know, so let's make the best of this. Let's play hard. Let's show our fans and ourselves what we're capable of, that we're not going to be you know, whining about it and, oh, woe is us. No one's going to feel sorry for you. You have to go out, play hard, and everything that you accomplish, you're going to earn. And I think that's what this team has been doing. I think the fans have been happy with the way things have worked out, that this team has come together and rallied around Rakeem Christmas, who's the lone senior who will not obviously be playing in the postseason, and trying to win as many games for this guy to go out, you know, not as a champion, sadly, but as a winner, to win those last games and get another 20-win season and show that they were capable of getting into the postseason.
Cool.
So, yeah, anything else you want to add about anything?
That's just about all I got. Of course,
All right.
being the Skaneateles guy, I want to give a shout out to the Lakers
Yes.
playing in the playoffs this weekend.
Hockey
What do we
team.
say? Girls basketball tonight.
Girls basketball,
and
yeah.
boys hockey tomorrow. So that's pretty exciting.
It is exciting, and for high school sports, we're going to be covering some of these games, as many as we can. And please go to auburnpub.com for looking for the latest results and everything. And Robert should be back next week. I like to think that his voice will be back, that he'll be healthy again. But I'm glad to know that we have Jonathan here to